Cool. So some of the things that I did want to talk about was some of the one of the main topics I wanted to talk about tonight was Batman. Obviously everyone knows Prince died this morning. So it to me it reminded me when I was in high school I had an '86 Firebird and I had the soundtrack for Batman, and so Prince had done the soundtrack for Batman. Pretty much, he kind of put a lot of it together, right? So he done several different songs for the film, and here, what I'll do is let's play one. Do something fun and out of the ordinary, yeah. Cool. So the one that I really liked was Party Man. So this scene I was talking about this scene earlier, and this scene was really fun in the film. So the first Batman was the Timothy Burton one, right? So it was the revival, right? So there had been a Batman movie done in the 1960s by Adam West and Burt Ward, but the 1990 Tim Burton film, you know, with Michael Keaton and Kim Basinger, and also Jack Nicholson and several other really big actors that I enjoy. But anywho, we're in that film. So this film in particular, Batman was pretty much starting to save the city already, and it doesn't really go into his origin at the beginning. Not too much, but anywho, so they all do, right? They all kind of retell the, Bruce Wayne and Senior, and his wife dying, in the streets, right? So, but anyways, in this film, in this Batman, the Joker is obsessed with Kim Basinger. She's a reporter, so she reports on Batman, and Batman tossed him into that vat, right? So he's pretty pissed off about that. So, anyways, the way to get to Batman was to get to him through Vicky Vale. So the Joker came a little obsessed, and what he did was employed her into coming to a date, and at the date he sent her a mask, and he gasses everyone in the entire building except her because she has the mask, right? So when he comes in and he's painting on all the paintings, he's drawing all the statues. So the song that is playing is the Prince song Party Man, that he created, for this soundtrack, right? So I'm gonna play it right now. It actually has a really, really cool video. Somebody, huh? But so we'll listen to the song, yeah? It'll be a little extended because it's the video. Cool, so I'll play that for a minute. So it was in the Joker museum scene, so you'll know the song, right, when you see the film. Anyhow, I'm gonna grab a drink. So in the video, Prince is dressed up as Joker, yeah? He's like two-faced, and then he has like half of his face as the Joker and half of his face, regular, like Prince. But anyway, so you remember it now? So the Joker's all walking through, and he's painting on everything, and he's got all of his henchmen and stuff, right? So yeah, so I used to play this in my Firebird. In like my senior year of high school, I used to go to the bookstore all the time, and the Firebird only had a tape deck. So I had the Batman soundtrack in my tape deck because I'm obsessed with Batman. Cool. So, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to kind of, go over that song a little bit, yeah? So that it really did. It made that scene so fun. So I'll put the scene on.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
So they just came into the place. Everybody's been gassed already. He's got all of his henchmen. He's got like 7 to 9 of them, and these guys are all dancing too. They're so funny, right? He's knocking over all these statues. Cool. So that's the museum, yeah. And he's painting on all the museum paintings with his own paint. They came into paint. But yeah, so I was obsessed with this film as a kid, right? So he wrote the Joker was here on one of the paintings. But yeah, I mean, so in most good films, you know, you're equally as obsessed with the soundtrack, right? So many of these films just had really good soundtracks, and for this one, Prince set this one off, right? But the movie was amazing. Cool. So let's move on to other stuff. So we got to celebrate Prince a little bit, yeah? Cool. So let's talk about what I really wanted to do is kind of get into like the best stuff kind of on Netflix, you know, and stuff like that you're watching. I'm watching quite a bit of stuff. So what I really want is if you are watching the show and you like the show, come back to the YouTube. I have the links everywhere, but I'd like for you to go to the YouTube and actually, you know, post some comments and stuff. And what I would really love is some video responses so that I can respond to those. Yeah. So let's go to Netflix and kind of go over some of the cool shows that I enjoy and think that you may as well on Netflix. So some of the things that and I was watching I was looking at some articles the other day, and it was mostly talking about Idris Elba's relationship with this director, and he's done quite a few things with this director, and they're just talking about doing more. So one of those, let's talk about that. Idris Elba is a really good actor, and you know, he was saying publicly, he was letting it pretty publicly known that he wanted to be the next James Bond, possibly. So recently, in 2015, he released this. Well, he was the main actor, so he didn't release it. So whatever studio, it's Netflix original, I believe. So yeah. Anywho, I don't know who directed this one, but anyway, Beast of No Nation was a really good film. So what I've been doing recently is I like to watch a lot of not necessarily foreign things because they're in English, you know. So most foreign things that you consider foreign are actually, you know, in a foreign language. But there's a lot of foreign shot things that I very much enjoy. A lot of things, you know, like we've been talking about like Vikings and stuff like that, and all of those are shot in very exotic type locations. A lot of it is going to be in studios as well, but with a lot of those, the majority of the productions are Canadian and Irish and stuff like that. So a lot of things, cool things have been coming out of like Australia and stuff like that. So this particular type of film is about these particular, you know, it's hard, these particular people in Africa, you know. But anywho, you'll have to check it out. Beast of No Nation. Maybe I can read you the description. So a brutal war took a boy's family. A mercenary. Let's see. Bear with me a sec, because it kind of loaded. A mercenary commander takes his youth. In this war, the demons come for everyone. But anyways, so this boy's family split apart by war, and the boy is split up in such a manner that he goes with some of a rebellion. So he's captured, and you know, I believe they gave him the option to run, but you know, what would this child do? Obviously, so it's like giving a child the option to die. So of course he doesn't take it, right? So he becomes part of this rebellion in this in this, you know, it's hard to say governmentless, you know, so this place is weird. It's in chaos wherever they're at in their nation, right? So this militant rebel has taken it upon himself to gather forces and to combat the government that is oppressing them in their different opinions. So Beasts of No Nation is really good. It stars Idris Elba, and so it's hard to say he's the star because the story is about the boy, but Idris is in it, and his part is very, very good. Cool. So that's one that you can check out on there. Some more foreign things that I have been watching. Let me see if I can find it, because if not, we'll just go to some of the others. There's some really, really good things that you can catch on Netflix. You just gotta look around. So I try not to do like the what's trending and stuff because I don't really care what's trending, you know? So what I really care about is what's good, right? So if what's trending is good, then cool, we're in the same boat. But you know, that's often not the case in places like this. So because it's all about marketing, right? So it's not necessarily about what's popular, it's about what's going to make them more views to them. Anywho, they have been expanding the library really well in the sense that they're doing originals and they're potentially winning awards. I haven't seen them win anything yet. I don't believe. Cool. Bear with me just a sec. Marco Polo is consistently one that I tell people about, and that one is another one, just like some of the other stories we've been talking about in the past, like Rain, like Vikings, like several others. They're just not topics that I'm into, like Tudors and several others that I'm into now, you know, due to the way that the information is presented to us, the way the stories are carried out, the way that the relationships are developed, the way that the actors portray their roles, and the stories and plots develop in such a manner that, you know, it makes you care, right? So Marco Polo is another one like that, in the sense that everyone has played Marco Polo in the pool, and you know, I've known nothing about it. There's nothing even taught to us, even in American history, and like in middle school, nor high school, nor college. So I was never formally taught anything about Marco Polo. So to always be playing a game, Marco Polo, you know, and to not really know, you know, anything about it is just arbitrary. But I think more things like that exist with our generations now than possibly before. Maybe not. Who knows? But I know I carry a bunch of those things. Like, for instance, we always use references that we consistently don't know. So it's like people think that James Dean was such a badass, you know, but like when I watched Rebel Without a Cause, you know, all I could really feel coming from James was charisma, and just like there's just this enigmatic tone and nature of about him that is more than the simple he's badass, you know. Like what I think of is like a Dallas from like Outsiders and stuff, and you know, that just wasn't James Dean in that film. Maybe other films portrayed him as that, and you know, maybe they were just talking about his real personality and stuff. But you know, Rebel Without a Cause is often referred to, and you know, when people talk about James, you know, it often leads to Rebel Without a Cause, and that's just not the portrayal that he had in that role. So I like to find things like that. I mostly like to find films that people don't really know about. Big actors like Sylvester Stallone in Paradise Alley was one of my favorite portrayals that Sylvester did. And there was a guy that was like made Sylvester look like a little kid in that one. There was a guy that was really, really big, and Sylvester played his brother, and they would put him out there, and the guy was big and dumb, right? So Sylvester was like the go-getter, like get out there and go do it. He was betting on him, but so it was just it's fun to see people do things out of the norm. I'm not talking about Jim Carrey doing the number 23. That was just weird. But I mean, like in a good way where it shows. So Sylvester said that. Let me pull up the film because John Voight did it. And Sylvester said that was always the one that he regretted not doing, but he always said that America wasn't ready to see him in that light, as that type of actor. And he never really, it's weird because he had softer tones with certain films, but, and some humorous ones too that were really good too. So, but we didn't really, get to see him like in this one movie. Let me pull it up. Because John Voight played this war hero who a paraplegic, and it's just funny because imagine Sylvester playing John Voight's character is just like, I would have loved to see something like that. But anyhow, let me pull up this film. It was quite some time ago. And John has got so many movies. Let me see if I can find it easier. Coming Home. Yeah, and with Jane Fonda. So the film is really good. If you've never seen that film, it's very heart-wrenching. It's very difficult to watch in the sense that he's a paraplegic, and here it says, he's filled with anger and frustration, and it's just like, it is a unique film. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Cool. So I'm gonna wrap it up for today. We always run a little late, so I'm gonna try to end more on time to keep the schedule and stuff. Cool. So we'll see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, so tomorrow, Fridays are pre-recorded, so I will see you live on